I feel like we're very, like a yin and yang. I feel like we complement each other, like really, really well. Adele, she's very awkward, silly, funny, shy.
Jade, she's determined, loud.
In terms of their relationship, I would say is very strong. They just both want each other to succeed at the highest level.
Me and my sister, we always fought and argued, but they've just always looked after one another. They've all played together.
We used to share a room. I remember one time like sleeping and she woke herself up and blamed me for snoring and threw a pack of cards at me.
And if one did the crime, they all did it together. For example, when one of them cut their hair to get bubblegum out, they all decided to cut the hair and Adele ended up with fringe up here.
My mum and dad, they kind of let us do what we want from afar. One time we were like, we want to be grown up, we want to walk to the park by ourselves, and we got lost and we didn't know where to go, we didn't know who to go to, and like our mum and dad was there around the corner because they were following us because they wanted to make sure we didn't get lost. Growing up and my parents being there in the house has allowed me to feel loved and feel cared for and know that I am valuable and know that we are all valuable. I was really, really young when she first started showing signs.
All these kids were like running around and not getting as tired as I was.
So we looked into the doctors and they were like, oh no, we're just going to have a little look. And we went to genetics and they basically told us that me and Paul's genetics had created this hereditary spastic paraplegia.
So basically, her room became her friend, and that's where she locked herself away.
I guess when you're deteriorating as quickly as she was, it's hard to know when that deterioration is going to stop.
Didn't cry, didn't smile, didn't laugh, didn't want to go out. Everything was really, really hard work to make her do anything. Looking back on it, I think I was just very in denial. I didn't want to be the only person that I know who had something wrong with them.
I remember in our old house and she couldn't walk upstairs and she slept downstairs that we got a camper bed to join and I used to sleep on the camper bed, and all I remember is just us trying to like make it out like it was this big like sleepover, I guess. I remember sitting there being like, if I could take this away from her and have it myself instead of her, like fine.
So though they say it wasn't until an age I had it, they all had it when they were born.
When I was younger and I was in a wheelchair, obviously, Tanya started showing signs of it, and then Jade started showing signs of it. And it's a bit weird because you're young and you don't know what was going on, and I thought I was contagious. Like I was the one that made them disabled. I'm sorry.
The PE teacher at the school said about Jade, she kept falling into walls.
I remember going to a doctor's appointment and then getting diagnosed, and then I remember my mum and dad both hugging each other and becoming sad. My disability affects me by tightness in my legs. Some days it's really, really bad, other days it's not as bad.
Tomorrow's here, we got to move on, and that's what we did. When we come across basketball, it became like a little doorway. It opened up and I saw life began to happen again.
I just really enjoyed how I was able to do a sport and participate.
Dad's been asking me to go, I'll go. And I remember going and doing this session, and I remember really, really liking it.
When Jade started basketball and she enjoyed it, I started to forgive myself. It was nice to see a smile.
Basketball created an enjoyment and a smile and the love that they still had for each other, but they just forgot how to express their feelings. Before long, the man there was like, we see potential in these players.
And me and Jade gave a good impression to the coach to represent our countries.
I remember the first time getting my vest and the amount of pride I had.
Got to play for my country, which not a lot of people get to experience, so I just remember just happiness and enjoyment.
And they always take this picture where Jade puts her arms around her and they have the medal. So when I see that picture, that goes everywhere.
3 years ago to where she is now, she was the books for GB, I would say, but now pushing to trying to be there on that starting five. Given the opportunity, obviously selection's not been made with Jade going to Paralympics yet. If she goes there, she's got the ability to be one of the best players in the world.
But my thought process is I want to go into that selection knowing that I've done everything I can, and if I get selected then great, and if I don't, at least I know I've tried my hardest. I know I'll be doing basketball next year, I know that's not even a question, but I guess what will I be doing with basketball, what will be alongside that?
Jade's got a very caring side about her that she doesn't necessarily always let on, which she'll probably kill me for saying.
I was thinking of social worker. Helping others is just something that I've been brought up to be, so I'd like to give back and help everyone.
I have absolutely no goals in my head of what they have to achieve. They achieve what they want to achieve. And if they're happy with that, I'm happy.
You always know that they're going to be there for you.
I don't think I am an inspiration. I don't think my story is an inspiration. I think what's inspiring is, anyone that can dedicate themselves to a sport or dedicate themselves to a lifestyle or dedicate themselves to being happy, I think that's inspirational.